Hello, hello. How are you? Doing it? Getting ready for Terrier. It's the big excitement here. I was gonna put on a little bit of music just to have some background something. Such a good read. I'm looking forward to rereading it with everybody because I am struggling. Let's do some music. Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm just doing a hangout today. I was fighting with my tech. The magic. Oh, we just finished the Circle of Magic series in our book club. All of them here. Do you have a favorite book in this series? I really liked Briar's book, I think, the most. I was just gonna do some background. Triss. Oh, Triss is such a good one. I really liked her first book in particular. Oh, hi y'all. I'm just coming on here, so we're doing more lives. Oh, and Briar. I love Briar. Every book, I loved Briar's book. I think my two favorite books from the Circle of Magic series are Briar's book and then Battle Magic, which I was shocked that I really liked that one. And I'm interested, if you have other like shadowy underworld books, I love a recommendation. You adore all of them because each is focused on something else that you learn about yourself. I agree with that. Each of these had a different focus that worked perfectly with their protagonist. And eventually I did really like the way that it cycled through everybody. I spent the first bit of it wishing they would all develop more on their own, and then the second half of it just wishing they all came back together. Thank you, Mythborn. First of all, I love your username. It's fantastic. And I'm so happy to be one of your favorite girlies on this site because I do Tammy. We need more Tammy. That was the whole point. That's the whole point of my account. It's just more Tammy. I cannot believe there's not more on this app about her. Daja's book broke your heart. Oh, yeah. I did really like Daja's book because of the way that she handled grief. That was such a central point in her books, her like first book in particular, and I really, really appreciated it. Hello, welcome out. We're just like kind of hanging out. I'm getting my annotation material together to get ready for Terrier, because I've kickstarted it a couple of times. But I'm struggling to figure out how I want to annotate it. And so if you have any suggestions, I am all about it. I'm all about if people want to share. Thank you, Indigo. Yeah, encourage more people to share. I would love if people want to come hang out. This is not usual book club. This is just kind of hanging out time. And so I would love for anyone to come hang out. I'm curious how you are annotating your books. If you are annotating your books, particularly Terrier, before we talk about it next week, what are you doing for it? Because I'm not struggling for it. I got these at a thrift store. There was a huge bag of them. And so I got a whole bunch of them. But I think that you can find them on the sea. Like they're missing some. They're not perfect. But I ran out. So I got a whole just like Ziploc baggie of them that had similar colors. And so I have some that I'm going to keep the color coordination, I think, but I think each one is going to mean something different. So for example, like this one, I was thinking about using it for references that relate to other books. And then each of the colors would be a different theme. Just for easy reference later on, because what I really want to do with this read through is try to what I want to do with this read through is have really easily referenceable book. And so when I go and make content later, I can just come through and be like, oh, this connected to the Tortal here, and see we're talking about relationships and character development. Something like that I would love to be able to do, because there are so many things that I haven't finished for Becca's book. There are a couple of series that I was working on for the rest of Tortal that I've about finished, but I just haven't made it to Becca's book yet because I don't feel like I know it as well as the rest of them. So like my favorite chapters in this, different themes, those sorts of things. Let's see, you've never annotated a book before. It's not for everybody. I'm a full body reader. Like, I enjoy the full experience for the most part. There are certain books that I'm like, whatever. But especially for these, I want to be able to go back and pull through material and make longer form content that I can really swiftly reference the material. You got some on Amazon, but they're so dark colors. That's the struggle that I find, is like sometimes I have so many different ones that are just, they're too big, or they're not sticky enough, or they're too dark. And so these I liked. I don't necessarily love that they're for a spiral notebook, because I'm not going to shove it in there, but it's all good. There are also clear sticky notes you can write on the books without damaging. I like that. That'd be really cool to have like the clear sticky notes that you can have it in. I think what I'm going to end up doing is that on like this first open page, or maybe one in the back, what I'll end up doing is writing out a key for the tabs that I have. And then depending on how into the read through I get, I'll start doing things like I'll put different themes, and then under that theme title, I will write down the pages. And so I'll reading through and be like, oh, they talked about death and mourning on this page, and it was like half the page. So I'll put it here. That way I can reference it again later. That's the big thing with this, is that I'm here, I want to enjoy it, but I also want to easily make more content about these books and have it like draw from the text material rather than my brain. You get that. You've reread these books so many times that you could go through and annotate. I'm curious why people love these books. I made a video about it earlier today, and there was a good range of responses. The ones that I really responded to, first of all, the maps. I'm a sucker for a map. But then also thinking through the world building in this, I thought that these books add so much depth to Tortal, and you can see where it comes from, the language, the culture. You're seeing such a different part of Chorus than we do in all of the other books. And so that is another component that I really love. But honestly, I don't like the diary journal entry aspect of it. That's not my favorite. But I'm really curious what other people think. I've heard like Becca as a character they really love. They like how sassy she is. I really like the depictions of death, particularly in Mastiff. Let me see, I'm catching up on these comments. It makes sense for her story, yeah. Oh, Tamora Pierce, yes, hello Kelsey, welcome. We do lots of Tamora Pierce every Wednesday. This is just like a bonus live of me figuring out how I'm going to annotate this book for book club next week. It's in 592 page version, right? Let's see. Are we counting the glossaries in that? And the appendices and the districts. So let's see. Mine has, with the acknowledgements, I don't think mine all the way through says 92. I get up to 81 labeled pages, and that includes the glossary at the end. And then I still have the acknowledgements, but that's not enough to make it to 592. So maybe is that the digital version? Let's see. The Immortals is your favorite series. Oh my gosh, it's such a good one. I absolutely love that series. And I love Dane. Absolutely love Dane. You don't hate the diary format, but you also read it via audiobook. I'm going to do the tandem-ish audiobook and read because I haven't done the audiobook for these. And I've heard they're really good. Just checking so you buy the right version of the ebook. I don't think I've seen a wrong version of the ebook. I think what is probably different is in the ebook, they'll count things like the map each page, whereas this is part of the cover, and so they're not going to count it. In there, I don't think I'll be bringing up page numbers. What I'm going to try to do, since there aren't chapters, is talk about the days. I think I'm going to have a whole tab system just for like being able to mark time, because it's just different than I like chapters. So going through like, what day is this? Oh, this is the third time she came back today to write this thing. I get it. You have this one? She signed it for you? So jealous. That's so cool. You like Becca's character and the different viewpoints we get in Tortall. Mostly, you do a re-listen though. I can't wait to. I haven't started listening to it yet, but I do want to do the tandem read and listen to it because it'll also really help with pronunciations. And a couple of you have said that the audiobook version is just incredible. Hello, welcome Dino Joseph. Oh, you started your rereading, but you're struggling a little with the format and text size of your version. Ooh, I feel that. The format, are you doing digital or print? Because I feel that very much so with the print version. There were certain things like the format. It's cute. But is it the most accessible? Fabulous. Same version. Yeah, okay. So I totally understand, especially those first couple of chapters because they're supposed to be in handwriting. Can be hard. It's like comic stance almost. So I'm right there with you, B, right? And then I do like that it does even out, but it's still not necessarily for me. You have all the Tamora Pierce books you can get on audio. Oh, it makes me sad that one's not available. Right. There are a couple in the Circle of Magic series that aren't available. And there are some in the Circle of Magic, like Melting Stones, though, in the Circle of Magic series. That one was an audiobook first before it was ever published. I would love for them to finish out the rest of that series and have the audiobook versions too. That would be Welcome all. Yeah, we're just hanging out today. We're just doing, for all of you who are just joining, we're just hanging out. I'm preparing myself to start reading Terrier with my little annotation pieces. It's been a while since I've had to be this organized. I'm considering this my graduate school prep for doing this read through of Tortall. It will be my graduate school prep, how I'm going to take notes, synthesize information. Triss is your favorite from Circle of Magic. I really loved her. She was so great. And Tamora Pierce has said that out of all of the characters that she's written, Triss is the one that she feels like is most like her. And so you have that in common with her. Welcome all. Hey. Kel is your favorite from Tortall. I love Kel. And she's one that I love her books the more I reread them. I feel closer and closer to her as I get older, particularly Lady Night is just truly one of the best books I absolutely love. I would love to hear more about Kel's story later on. Like, we get so much of Alana, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that she was just early, but I would love to have more of Kel throughout the series. Just like what happened to her? What does she like to do? What kind of aunt is she? Those sorts of things. We grew up with Kel as she grew up. Yes, absolutely. Hello, yes, perfect. I really grew up with Alana and Dane were the two that I grew up with the most. Kel came a little bit later, definitely still while I was growing up, but I read hers a little bit later and I absolutely adored them. She appears in other books. Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Hello, Sandbears. Hi, all. Hi, Abby. Yes. Nell, welcome, welcome. Hi, Ace Fangirl. Yes, you're done with work and finally home. Welcome. And you can join today. I know it's not a Wednesday. I was hoping having a different time of just random showing up and try to have some fun. We could get different people who usually can't come to the book club but can show up elsewhere. Oh, those are so fun. So we're just, I'm hyping myself up, figuring out why so many people like these books. I'm stoked for it. The last time I reread these was, I think, February, because I did a full Tamora Pierce Tortall reread at the end of January, early February. And that was probably the second or third time that I had ever read Becca's books. So I'm really excited to read them with other people. I am so excited for the next Numair book. So excited for the next Numair book. I need to know how his cat fight with Orlon goes. Like the Emperor. I just need to know how that all plays out. And if they are ever looking for ARC readers, hey, we have a whole community here that would be just dying to read it. You've been listening to it and you remember why you love Pierce's writing so much. I would love to hear more. Like, why do you love Tamora Pierce's writing? I know I have so many reasons why I love Tamora Pierce's writing, but I would love to hear others. Because there are so many bits of it. I think a lot of the reason why I gravitated so much towards her writing when I was younger was because I felt seen in a way that I didn't with other authors. I have talked pretty extensively about like the period scene. Chapter 6 in Alana's first book was the first time that I had ever read a period scene in a book at all, and I was consuming so much, and so just that small little scene made all of the difference for me. But there's so many different pieces of it that I felt like my experience was reflected in this world, even if it was this fantasy medieval world. Let's see. You are welcome to message me if you need input on what to annotate. You gotta have fantastic. Thank you, Indigo. That would be great. Thank you. Did you know that in 1970s, Ozzy Osbourne was the inspiration for Orozone? Yes, absolutely. And Numair was inspired by Jeff Goldblum. Yes. And so many, like Roger was one of her ex-boyfriends, and Alana was inspired by her sister. There are so many amazing ones. And that's also one of the reasons why she doesn't do fan castings. You love her main characters and knights, so cool, especially when you were growing up. I completely agree. Because there's like those main characters, like the side characters absolutely fill out the world and make it worth reading, but she wrote the blueprint for so many main characters in fantasy. Strong female characters when you didn't have many of those, I agree. You saw someone who looked like, yes, me too. Who was supposed to be Gene Simmons, Numair? Women could be badass. Yes, I think that's one of the great things. I think there was one interview that Tamora Pierce did where she said that every single one of she writes women who kick ass, and she then like went into how that meant like kicking ass in all different realms, but as like an overarching title, I would absolutely say that Tamora Pierce writes women who kick ass. And I really wanted to kick ass when I was younger, and still now. So I am planning on doing a cosplay this month, or next month, of Becca as we go through her books. All of you really inspired me for that Halloween video that I posted, because I was at a loss. I really wanted to show up as a Tamora Pierce character. So I do think I'm going to try this out in October. Get one of these going. And I am maybe thinking about an Alana costume based off of the new covers. But we'll see. We'll see what I can scrounge up at thrift stores in the area. You love the relationship between Alana and Faithful because it's kind of like your pup and you were like, oh, I love that. I adore Faithful and Pounce. And I love their banter. I think there's so many good animal companions in all of these books, but it's really the main one for me is Alana and Faithful. We're just the best. I'm excited for Slapper though. We get Slapper, I think it's in this book. We get Slapper. We get a Chew in the next one and Bloodhound. I know he makes an appearance in this book, but we get a Chew in that one. I think we get Slapper in this one. I also really like Crown in Kel's books. They're up there somewhere. Yeah, I really like Crown in Kel's books too. You were able to lay on your dog's stomach and he would put a front paw and a back paw over your stomach to keep you warm. Oh, perfect. A little spoon. Audrey, you love this series. Yes, I'm so glad you're here. I love being hyped up for these. You use some of a Chew's commands for your dog. He looks at you funny though. I love that. My dog, she's in another state right now. I trained my dog with Swahili commands because I lived in Kenya for a while. And so when I came back and got her, my dog is like a majority of her commands are in Kiswahili. A Chew is the best. I'm so excited to get to a Chew. I really liked Bloodhound. I really like Mastiff, but this one is, Terrier is the one that is hard for me to get through. But I do like the mystery of it. I do think that there's a really good plot line that's done very well. I think it's really the journal aspect of it that has always gotten me, and it's always been the last series that I read in Tortall. When I do the read through, I just run out of steam and drive before I get to these. And so this time around, we're doing the chronological read through. I've never done that before, so I'm really hoping that starting with these books rather than ending with them will make these books better for me. Have I read any of her other series? All of them. Multiple times. I have probably read Alana and Dane's books 15 to 20 times. At least. I'm excited to get to those. These are the Tortall ones that I have reread the least. And that was because they came out a little bit later than I was devouring books. I think these came out right when I was going into college. And so I read them, but I didn't read them the way that I did the other ones. Terrier is still one of your favorites. These are comfortable books. Even Mastiff. I'm going to question that. Even Mastiff is a comfort book because that one, trauma. That one's a rough one. I love it. I absolutely love it. The depiction of death, especially in Mastiff, oh, so good. So good. But there's a big thing that happens in Mastiff that every time I just want to throw my book across the room. And it keeps me from rereading it. But we're going to go through it together. I've been working on Calendar. Oh, these books give you both nostalgia and dopamine. That's so fair. I have a lot of nostalgia with the other books. These two. Tons of nostalgia and the dopamine. I just felt like it was just such a steep departure from the formatting, tone, everything from the other books. And so switching to this one has always been, it's just a rough transition for me. So I'm really hoping the chronological read through will change things. And I'm also hoping that with this read through and kind of hearing from from everyone else that I'll be able to pull out points and characters and things that will help us have broader discussions and fun content, things like that too. You like how it's their own universe, but they all interconnect. You've worn out your Alana books. Oh, yes. I only have one of my original Alana books. I lost the rest of them in a house fire and have had to slowly replace the rest of them. Becca's books make you want to write a diary, but you do like learning about places you recognize in the later books and their beginnings. I completely agree with you on both points of like these books do make me, I do journal sometimes. I do journal sometimes, but with my brain is not great with consistency. So these books do get me into a journaling mode. And I know that she has a particular style that she uses, and she talks about it a lot in Terrier, and I think a little bit at the beginning of Bloodhound, but about how these are kind of practice for her reports for her job, and that's why they're so thorough. I'm like, I'm not getting home from a job like hers and then writing 50 pages in my journal about my day. That takes another level of dedication that I'm not prepared for in the slightest. And so that was one of the points with me that I was like, maybe not. And thank you for the badges and things, everyone. I so appreciate it. I love you. I love being here with all of you. And I'm still figuring out the TikTok things, but I appreciate everyone's gifts and being here and liking the streams and sharing and all of that. I'm just happy we have a place we can talk about Tamora Pierce together. Becca's came out in high school for you, so it was during your peak reading. Oh, that makes so much sense. I stumbled across Alana's books when I was like 11 and then just devoured everything that was available and got whatever I could when it was coming out. And so I felt like I was growing up with some of them, but not all of them. Your plan for the fanfic is to be a journal of Becca in her later part of her life, reminiscing about earlier Bella. Oh, that'd be so cool. I would love to read that fanfic, Brittany. That would be so awesome, especially as we go through these books for book club. The autocorrect is just I hate the autocorrect. But it is Becca. The dedication. Yeah. Ooh, I think I missed one. Did you get any Tamora Pierce merch? You bought the Tortall the mat blanket. Okay, the Tortall thing is so real. My entire notes app is constantly like, you really meant tortilla, right? You really, really meant tortilla. No, not at all. I meant Tortall. You stopped as soon as you saw the book. A great series. Welcome. I do like 85% of my content is Tamora Pierce. And so if you love Tamora Pierce, please join us. This is like a bonus live of me just fighting with my technology and getting ready to read this book for book club. We have book club next week on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about Terrier. And so please join us. We do it every week. Every Wednesday, we have book club. We talk about Tamora Pierce. It's either talking about one book in the series or we talk about a theme. So next week, we're going to be talking about Terrier. This is our first in the Tortall. We're doing a chronological read-through. But then the week after that, we're going to talk about justice and policing because I think it's a really good theme to have tied with Becca's books. And so, yeah, next Wednesday, the 1st, we're going to talk about Terrier, just like a big overview about it. And then the week after that, we're going to talk about justice and policing. And we're going to have themes or books for book club. I think I have it scheduled out almost through July. So if you love Tamora Pierce, please follow along. Yes. Oh, darn. You have to listen to the books again. How awful. Can't welcome, Becca. You love this series. Perfect. You are in the right place. Everyone here is hyping me up to reread them because they are my least favorite books in the Tortall series to reread. They're still phenomenal. Absolutely love them. I don't have issues, like, still top tier reading material. But in the whole pantheon of it all, this is not the ones I gravitate towards. So everybody's been so kind and telling me what they like about these books. You almost read Wild Magic before Lioness, but a wonderful bookseller made sure you got Alana first. good. I think that I know a lot of people who have read Dane's books or Allie's or Kel's or have entered into Tortall in a totally different manner than Alana. And you just have a different reading experience. But I think Tamora Pierce did such a good job where you can really kind of jump in whenever. The audiobook is good too. Whoever did the voice acting did a great job. I've heard that. So I'm going to do a tandem read because I've heard that the voice acting was really, really good. And some of the voice acting in most of the other ones is really good too. Sometimes it gets a little monotonous, but I'm stoked. Stoked for these. Thanks for following along and thank you for the gift. So you found out the principal at the school you work at published a book and started that today. It's wild when you're like, oh, a real human I know in real life wrote a book. I know, if you have been following along on the saga of me remembering that I had a book dedicated to me by one of TikTok's most controversial dark romance authors. I started to reread it. I started to read the book that was dedicated to me for the first time. And it went off the rails really quickly. So I need to go back to it, but I will get back to that and I will maybe end up sharing the rest of it. So fingers crossed on that. Because when you know people in real life and they write a book, you learn a whole lot about them. You really do. Your least favorite book is in the Trickster series, so you get it. Yeah. It took me a while to really love Allie. I think she's up there. To really love Allie's books. Because hello. They're just so different. And you see, I mean, at least for me, like I saw my favorite character in Not the Best Light. And I was like, oh, is this my Alana? Susan Denekar is the narrator for Terrier, and she's amazing. I'm so excited to start reading it. You read Wild Magic before Alana, but a cousin of yours introduced you to Dane. Oh, that's great. I think there are certain people that, like, it works perfectly for. I have my best friend here. I will probably have them start reading Kel's books first, because I think that they will love Kel's story the most out of all of them. She does accents and voices for each character. Ooh, yes. That's so good. I love that. You love Becca Cooper. Welcome. Yes. We're doing a reread. We're going to talk about it next Wednesday during Tamora Pierce Book Club. And so I'm gearing up for my read. I'm going to start annotating. Doing an intense annotation. I want to be able to make a ton more content and include these in. You asked him to autograph the book for you today. That is fantastic. As you should. As you should. If you have the book and you have the human in the same room, why not? Audiobooks of Dane's books confuse you for a minute because you were used to the cast of as the circle character. These were good. I really liked the audiobooks that they had available. I know that not all of them have audiobooks out, but I really enjoyed the audiobooks that I listened to from these. And so I love how you all are hyping up these audiobooks. I'm stoked for it. The Becca Cooper books were your favorite. Gave you a love for badass female main characters. Yes. Tamora Pierce writes some of the best badass female characters ever of all time. Becca's absolutely included. All of them are phenomenal. Even the ones that are like Lalasa, I think of her. She's not necessarily who I would think like badass isn't the first adjective, but she is. She is badass. Are you in the unofficial Tamora Pierce fan club on Facebook? Yes, I am, Kelsey. I've been in it for well over a decade. And if you have ever posted anything on there, I've probably liked it because I am a chronic liker on there. But I haven't posted anything about this account or things I do here because there are posting rules about like self-promotion. And it always feels like I would be self-promoting if I shared any of these videos. And so it's like there's the unofficial Facebook world, and also that's where like the hardcore, I mean, I feel like I'm a hardcore fan too, but they're like hardcore fans in there. It's an awesome place, but also a little intimidating if you're making content. I will be honest about all that. When we get to Wild Magic, you have to listen to it. There's an interview with Tammy at the end. Yes, I think I have listened to. I have listened to all of these. I think through Kells I've listened to, and I've listened to the interview. But I would love to do a video on it because it's one of the good ones. I was actually not so fun fact. I was listening to Wolf Speaker when my dad died. Because I do an annual read through, and that time I decided to do an annual listen to. Your favorite series is Protector of the Small, but Becca's a close second. I love Protector of the Small. I am excited for these. I do think that I will really enjoy these books more. I'm already enjoying these books more with everybody else, and I haven't even opened them up yet. So it's working out. You think some of them are a bit too overly sensitive about stuff. Interesting. I'm curious. Yeah, in the Facebook group, I agree. I think there are certain things. It is still a Facebook group. But it's also one of the only reasons why I get on Facebook is to go there. And so I would love, if you enjoy Tamora Pierce, you should absolutely, please, of course, I'm going to shamelessly plug to follow this account. Come join our book club. We also have a Discord for the people in the book club. That's in the link in my bio. And it's really fun. It's really fun. We have a cool fanfic channel, and there's art, and there's right now everybody who's reading Terrier, we have everything in a thread so you can read it with other people. It's a really awesome place. So we have our Discord channel. There's also a Tamora Pierce, an overarching Tamora Pierce Discord channel. There's the Facebook group, and then I highly, highly recommend that people go and check out and join Tammy's Patreon, and that way the money every month would go directly to Tammy, and you can support her as an author, support her. I know she's going through a lot of health problems right now, and so the Patreon is the best way to just directly support her. Glad you're giving it another chance. Oh, absolutely. I'll keep rereading these over and over. They're just my least favorite ones to reread and don't always make the cut when I do the reread. But I'm really excited to read these with people. I have a lot of questions about justice and policing, about morality. I think Becca has such a strong moral compass. How does that play out in her society? I really want to talk to people about the bread riot that happens, and what does that look like? How do you have a capital city that's completely taken over? Just, little things not at all relevant to today's world. The Discord link, it is in my bio, and when I can figure out how to get it in a chat here too. Tamora Pierce, welcome. Yes. The best. 80, yeah. I would say just tons of my content is Tamora Pierce. So if you are brand new to hanging out on the Tamora Pierce, I have a couple of months worth of posts that are almost all of them are Tamora Pierce related. And so if you are starved for it on your page, go hang out on my page. There's tons and tons of content to scroll through and check out. When it comes to Tamora Pierce books, I wasn't seeing enough on my own For You page, so I decided to make some. Allie's books you struggle to reread. You've only reread them twice. Interesting. I also struggle with Allie's books a little bit too. I've reread them a couple more times than this, but there's some white saviorism in there and colonialism. There are a lot of themes that I think Tamora Pierce really tries to wrestle with and wrestles with within the context of that era, but I don't think it really holds true for today still. But that, and I always struggled with the depiction of the lioness. And the tone shift. Allie goes sailing, and then then the tone changes dramatically. And I felt like I was always like, wow, this is so different than her other books. That's why you like her and Cal. Strong moral compass, but they're both realists and how they balance the two. And they do. Like, you get to see their internal struggle. You get to see between Cal. I think Cal and Becca are two of the most similar out of all of these. I really felt like they would do well together. Like, even when I put together a list of books, one of the series that I've done is like, if this is your favorite Tamora Pierce heroine, here are books that you should read. And for Cal's books, one of the recommendations that I had for Cal's books, I felt like it was cheating, but it was to come check out Becca's books because I felt like they're so similar. And thank you for the finger hearts and glitter badges. And hi, Cal. So yes, it is. There's so much good in these books. I absolutely love Tamora Pierce. It's so fun that there are so many. I was not expecting anybody to really show up for this live. I was just trying to figure out how I should annotate these. If there are particular themes that you're curious about talking about or think that when you're rereading you really look for, I'd be very curious about those. One thing I'm going to be looking for is how it connects with Tortall as a whole. How do these books build into the other books? Even though they were written after, what a luxury to write a prequel afterwards. It was nice to have something to do on your day off. Fantastic. Yes. You saw the book color scrolling. You were like, wait a minute. Perfect. That's good. That's a good reminder for me to keep the book in the frame because it's such a big one. Once you see the covers, you can't mistake them. I do. This one, the holographic nature is not great for filming, but it's really pretty to look at otherwise. I'm really excited for the pigeons in this. I'm really excited for the spinners and the magic, the sight, how chorus, particularly the lower city, has changed. I get really excited about the dancing dove. Every time that's brought up, I'm like, I'll be seeing you again. There are so many places in settings in Becca's books that I wish I could go to. I wish I could go to the Water Lily in Port Can. I really wish I could go to the opening of the Dancing Dove. I think that would be so cute. You have the Immortal covers that I have here, are the pretty black and gold covers. Oh, yes, those are amazing. The Dancing Dove, yes, love the Dancing Dove. The most interesting to you is how it all ties in with George in the future. Me too. I think about that too, about how it all ties in with George. And especially since we get his mom's little journal entry here and how against thievery she was. There are so many components of it I think would be interesting. But I do wish that there were other opportunities to see this in the other books rather than seeing the other books in this book. And that is something that I'll look for because I've always done the reverse order. And so I read Becca's books last. But since I'm reading these first, I'm hoping that I'll be able to see little aspects of Becca's books show up in the reread. Fantastic. So that's the big excitement here. Getting ready for the reread. I am going to need to hop off of here soon because my phone is about to die. But if anyone has any ideas or thoughts about the themes or things to be thinking about or questions as we head into Terrier, I would love to know. And also, if you've just joined and this is your first time hanging out with us, please come hang out, follow. We also have like Real Book Club. This is just me hopping on live. But we have Real Book Club on Wednesdays, on live, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I think that's 5 p.m. Pacific. I think so. And next week we'll be talking about Terrier. we're going to be talking about Terrier. The week after that, we're going to be talking about justice and policing in all of Tamora Pierce's works, but heavily drawing from Terrier and Becca's story. But it really, justice and policing shows up a lot in all of Tamora Pierce's other works. And so this is a good mixture. Right now, I'm in a weird spot that like sometimes does daylight savings time. So I'm always like, what are we up to? It's almost 4. And so my book club, when I show up to book club, it is not 8 p.m. for me. But 8 p.m. Eastern time is the advertised, please show up. 8 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays for book club. There'll be lots of reminders. And I would love to have you all there. Book club is great. Oh, Central Time. Yes, we love Central Time. I split my time. Yeah, my lore is that I am all over the place. I house sit, dog sit. I live out of a suitcase and a box full of these books. And so then when you see me on Wednesday, it'll be different. I'll be in a different place entirely. And so I'm excited for whoever is able to come on Wednesday. I am going to try to do more lives. I might do like a live reading. I have other fun lives planned for book club, not just the discussions that we have on Wednesday, but also doing like Tamora Pierce trivia. It would be another fun one that I'm going to do. Tamora Pierce trivia. We are going to host a cooking night where we make some of the food in Becca's books. Becca it's her journal, so you know she's talking about what her favorite foods are. So I'm going to do some of that. So please follow along. I'm just getting in the groove of things. We're stoked for this. And so I am going to hop off of here and charge my phone a bit and start reading. And so I hope you all are going to start reading too. And I will see you on Wednesday. Well, I might see you before then. I might have another live before then, but I will definitely see you on Wednesday. And if you can't make it to book club, I do try to post book club on our YouTube, which has the same username as this. And so we're going to do, just Misfit Manuscript. You love Becca's books, best read ever. Enjoy Terrier. I'm hoping to. I hope you'll follow along. We're going to do book club next Wednesday. We also have the Discord through the link in my bio. Yes, Tamora Pierce. I love all these people joining, like right at the end here. Yes, Tamora Pierce. 85% of my content is Tamora Pierce. And so please follow along. Come check out my page. I have lots of videos, cute little things. I do at least one live a week every Wednesday, but I try to do more on occasions. And so if you love Tamora Pierce, you are in the right spot. You can also come join our Discord server. That's in the link in my bio. There's an awesome group of people on there who love Tamora Pierce, who love talking about it. Oh, I'm so glad. Me too. I love these books. Hi, Ray. Yes, and Brittany. Hello. I know all of you are joining just like right at the end when I'm like, my phone is dying and I need to hop off of here and continue fighting with my camera. I will figure out this technology. I will figure it out. I promise you all. But I think I'm going to end up reading instead of fighting with the technology because we're going to get through this. These are hefty. So before I hop off of here, again, reading Terrier for Wednesday. Audiobook, do the audiobooks. I'm going to try some of those too. You all are just fantastic. I'm going to be on and off the Discord, running around. I'm going to be annotating, but I'm also going to do the video annotations too, so be on the lookout for that. And I am so happy. So yes, please share. Now is the time for Tortall. So bring all your Tortall friends in, get them reading. I am going to hop off of here. You all are absolutely phenomenal. I have such a great time every time I come on. If my phone weren't dying, I would stay longer. I was not expecting you all to be here. So I will see you all so soon. This is so much fun. Have a great day, everyone.